let's dive into our best bets of the week, though. All right, so Scotty, you had Miami +3. You had your teaser, which you referenced as well. Pittsburgh +8.5. Washington +1. So teaser.
Washington, to be clear, Washington's actually -1, which hurts me.
Oh, sorry, -1. Sorry.
Whoopsie.
Washington should be -1. They're a 7-point favorite against the Cardinals.
Yeah, look, who would ever be underdogs against Arizona?
No one. Nobody. All season.
Maybe that's why I messed it up. We both and guys, if you were start following us 2 years ago, this would be a guaranteed you bet the other side. You bet the over on Indy Jacks. But given what we did last year, Scotty, we nailed everything we agreed on. We hit.
Yeah,
outside of like
so
2 bets.
What's happening this year?
That means this year you better bet
Coin flip.
Bet the over. All right, I mean bet the over.
Bet with us, you mean?
Yeah, bet with us. Under 45.5. And then you have Las Vegas +4. I got Denver -3.5 in the same game, so I got it a little earlier than you did, but we still have a side bet on 6.5. So we'll get to that later. Yeah. That's a whole nother different.
Love that for me.
And then the only other bet that we didn't quite talk about was the Seattle Seahawks. So the Seattle Seahawks are an interesting one in that we both are super high on the Seattle Seahawks, right, Scotty? We both have been a little bit more pro Seattle this season, given the fact that we think that they're going to win this division. But overall, I think that this team is probably underrated in this situation, given the fact that they're only favored by, what is this, 5 at this point? I think this is close to a touchdown difference. The Rams, even though I was high on them from a fantasy standpoint, I'm not as high on them from a actual football game standpoint. They had so many rookies and so many free agents coming in this team based off of the fact that they couldn't get any draft picks because they traded them all away. F them picks, right? So
and keep in mind, no Super Cooper in this one.
No Super Cooper, right?
Yeah, because he doesn't play for either of these teams.
The real Super Cooper.
Everyone plays for Dallas.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp is not available, right? So he will be missing. We'll talk about that in our fantasy focus, which we still are getting to. Don't worry. But the Rams roster hasn't gotten any better. Seattle sneakily is like really, really good. One of the deeper rosters in the league. They have good wide receivers. They have a good defense, which they revamped over the season. They have good running backs. Top to bottom, this is a much better team.
I'm shocked Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to play. I did not see that coming after his wrist injury.
Yeah, well,
he's
was it 2 weeks ago?
One. Yeah, he's a go for week
2 weeks
one.
ago, he broke his wrist.
Carroll.
So there's a lot more to be liked about Seattle in this matchup than the Los Angeles Rams. So from that standpoint, I think this is going to be at least a touchdown or more potentially with this line, which is why getting them at -5, I'll take it. So,
Chris, this is probably the best Seattle offense we've seen in a long, long time, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's
when
the
you
days
look
of
at
Russell.
weapons, quarterback, offensive line, running back, all the pieces, this is the best, right?
yeah.
I just wanted you to say that on stream. Referencing that your quarterback is, he played for Seattle for a bit.
He did. Just for a little bit. Just a small period of time.
Did he win the Super Bowl?
I mean, like
Who did he
decades
win it
ago.
against? Yeah, who did he win it against?
I won a lot of money on that game. That was fun. That was so fun. It was over at halftime, and I was with Bronco people, and like where it was almost uncomfortable. Like I wasn't even talking shit. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. And then it got worse. I think the second half kickoff, I think Seattle took it to the house. Yep. And it was just over from that point. It was over. Who took it to the house? Who was that wide receiver? Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin took it to the house.
Percy.
Start that second half.
Percy Harvin, baby, says
Here's
SDG.
some fun trivia.
Yeah.
Now here's some fun trivia. Who was the Super Bowl MVP that year? Don't look in the chat. Someone will probably figure it out. Who won Super Bowl MVP?
It had to have been a defensive player.
Don't look in the chat. I don't even know if it's in the chat. I have to check.
I want to say it was Super Bowl MVP, because it wasn't Percy. It definitely wasn't Percy, but it wasn't their offense. Their offense was fine, but it was the defense dominated, so it had to have been a defensive player. It's somebody irrelevant, isn't it? Because it wasn't
Someone
Sherman.
very.
It wasn't Sherman. I want to say it was like their big hitting safety, but I know that's not right either. Oh, now I looked in the chat. I cheated.
He cheated.
Yeah.
He got it.
And when I saw the name, I'm like, that's 100% right.
Yeah. Malcolm Smith.
Malcolm
The
Smith.
guy that fell off the map immediately after the Super Bowl.
Who's the
Roger.
Why am I drawing a blank on the safety that lit up
Cam Chancellor?
like Demarius Thomas.
Cam Chancellor.
Yeah, it was Cam.
Guys, join our Discord. Join our contest if you haven't already. We are giving away.
Cam. Not Earl Thomas.
You have a little cheat sheet here. If you like Scotty's picks, if you like my picks, you can enter those into your super contest if you would like. And you could win a jersey if you finish first in our league, or if you finish last. Regardless, the top or bottom, you're winning a jersey. So
Just participate every week.
Participate every week. And that's all you, and that doesn't even mention all the ActionLab gear you could potentially win. So, guys, we're giving you a lot of insights and a lot of cheat sheets here. You could take some of mine, some of Scotty's, whatever you want to do to beat us to win a jersey. Join our super contest now if you haven't already.